You are now listening to Season 1 of Blacklist Hustle Podcast. What is up, Hustle Hive? It is your girl, Mariana. We are back with another episode. Oh my goodness, you guys, we are almost done with Season 1. It is ridiculous. So I do apologize. Let me just start off by saying I apologize for not posting last week. I did have technical issues, but we are back. We are better. I am definitely posting 2 episodes. So right after you check out this episode, make sure you check out episode 10 dropping right after this. We are 10 episodes in and 10 episodes deep into Blacklist Hustle Podcast. So thank you so much for listening. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the listeners, everyone supporting. I greatly appreciate you guys so much throughout this journey. I can just never tell you guys enough. So let's go ahead and jump into today's episode, which is Here's My Tea. Now, when doing this episode, it's going to be a lot of personal things. So whatever you hear and stuff, it's just my testimony. It's just me being real with you guys, how I feel, and, just giving you guys a little bit more, a deeper side of myself. And, I love to come on here and joke around and talk about various different topics with you guys. But I felt like this right here is something definitely needed to be discussed and to be heard. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. So let's get started. So introducing into today's different topics, I just wanted to go ahead. I jotted down some things I just wanted to update you guys on before we get into the what's tea. So I am partaking into a spiritual counseling. And basically what is this doing is it's helping me heal in different ways of just knowing that even if I don't have closure in what happened, in my past life or, couple months ago, couple years ago, just knowing that, hey, it's okay that if there's not closure, there's ways to heal. And here, let's show you different ways to go ahead and press on. I do use crystals. I do, tarot cards and stuff. I sage. I do Florida water. I definitely believe in all that stuff. I am a Christian, so I definitely like to pray. I like to journal. But me also partaking into this spiritual counseling is also something I'm helping out my friend do. Her name is Nicole Garcia, and she is in Puerto Rico, and she is starting her entrepreneurship, her business, her journey in being a mentor or a spiritual guide or helper. So that is something I'll definitely be giving you guys updates on. I am doing her course right now. It is something that she is letting me do for free just to try it out. Basically what it is will meet one time a week for the next 3 months. So I already did week 1 last week. And so this week, Thursday, will be our second session. So I'll definitely keep you guys up to date each week on how that goes. And also, great news, when I will be featured on another podcast, which is I'm so freaking excited for. It's with Claire Dee I, and the podcast is called Relationsips. It's absolutely amazing. She's just freaking awesome. She's like, I feel like you ever feel like you have someone who is like your vibe, your twin, your doppelganger or whatever that word is, like just that person. I feel like that's her. And the even cooler thing is she is from and located in Virginia, which I do have family out in Virginia. So I just thought like, oh my gosh, like I just have to meet you. So it was just one of those crazy feelings. She made the whole experience, the interview, just a great process. I love working, with other podcasters and stuff. And I like doing interviews and conducting them. And I also like to be interviewed myself because I do find myself to be an open book. So it's really great to, be able to, come on a podcast or, podcast myself and just you guys hear my voice and hear my intention and just hear how the way I'm feeling and just come on here and just talk shit. It's so much fun, guys. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. So definitely tap into her podcast. It's called Relationsips with Claire Dee. And that episode is called, I'm pretty sure it's going to be called something else, but basically the episode was about my sugar baby story / experience. So if you definitely want to hear that, hopefully I can get it on this podcast. But if you guys definitely want to hear about it, be sure to follow and subscribe to her podcast. And don't forget to rate and review there. Also, my goal for this year is to at least start a rough draft on 1 or 2 books that I've really, really been wanting to write. For the past 2 or 3 years, I've been like, I want to write a book. I want to be an author. I want to have a story, have a message, and something to put out there. And I think the hardest thing just with anything that you start is not knowing if what you put out there, obviously it's not going to be for everyone, but the hardest thing is just to start, having the feeling of starting and, the fear of starting, because like I said, it's not for everyone. Not everyone's going to like everything that you do, the content that you have, what you post, what you write about, or whatever the case may be. So, I do have a couple books in mind, or topics or things that I want, the books to be about and stuff. So even if I can do one really good type of book, and an ebook for the other 2 or the other one, my goal is to definitely put out 2 published books, sometime within the next year or 2, but definitely have the rough draft kind of pre-written out and stuff, and hopefully seek and try to find a publisher. So that's definitely a goal for me that I set for myself for this new year that we have in 2021. Also, I'm starting a business for myself and for my daughter. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to show you guys and drop it. And there's just so much that I'm doing as far as, getting the LLC, getting a trademark, getting a brand, getting a logo, and doing all that stuff. So it's a process. It's a process, but it's going to be a great one because all the products are definitely going to be quality products. It's going to be something that someone wants to buy and wants to have, and is going to want to support. So I'm really happy on taking my time with that and making sure that the products that I put out there are definitely quality products for customers and for you guys and for Hustle Hive. And I'm just so excited about that process. So that is definitely something else that I have in store for myself for this year. I'm definitely going to get that done. Also, I want to get my body done, guys. I did have a baby back in 2018. I look good. I mean, I don't look bad. I don't look terrible. I definitely lost some more weight after I had her than, fast forward a year and a half, 2 years. So, I don't know. It was breastfeeding. Breastfeeding really helps you lose weight, guys. I remember, I think right before I had Nevaeh, I was 160 something, maybe 170. And when I graduated high school, I was 138. So 138 and you're up to 160, 170. I was huge when I was pregnant, guys. I was a whale. I was huge. And then as soon as she came out, my stomach went down. It just didn't look like shit was there. I made sure I had my waist trainer on. And then I was just breastfeeding, and breastfeeding really, really helped. I dropped 40 pounds. It was ridiculous. I was, really close to my high school weight when I graduated. So that made me really, really happy in the process. But I don't know. I just, I want that Megan Stallion body, body curvy, big titties, little waist. Okay. I need that, I need that energy. It's my birthday this year and stuff, and I'm just if you want to do it and it wants to make you happy and changing and doing cosmetic stuff to your body, do it. If you got the money for it and it's not hurting you, do it. So that is definitely something I'm going to potentially do, but I know what will make me happy. I just want, that Coca-Cola slim waist figured type shape. And I know that when I have it, I will be a lot more happier. And my Darian was guys, he was so why don't you just work out? And I'm listen, if I can fucking cheat, I am going to cheat my way to get what I want. So that's just that's just people saying, well, why would you have a home birth if there's, medicine there to make you not feel pain and have epidural? whatever the fuck is going to make the person happy, that's what they need to do. Okay? That's what they want to do. There's nothing you can say to do to change it, anything like that. So if I can get my body done this year, guys, I promise you that is what I'm going to do. That is a goal. Period, point blank. I'm not one of those people that want a lot done to their body. I just want the 360 liposuction and your girl will be happy. My titties, they are what they are. Like, it is what it is at this point. Like, I really could give like 2 fucks care of a less when it comes to my titties. Okay? My face, it's fine. I think if I ever got anything done to my face, the only thing I would get done is, I don't even know what the surgery's called. I don't forget what it said, but it's basically when they take out the fat outside of your cheeks and stuff, just because like I do have a fat face, and when I do gain weight, I gain weight in my face first before any other part of my body. So that would be like the second thing I got done if I had the money for it or wanted to do it or whatever the case may be. But I know that getting the 360 liposuction, if that's like a main thing that I want to get done, and really the only thing. I already went to go get my consultation and everything, and the doctor basically says, like, your ass is big, it's going to be even bigger. And I'm like, perfect. That is great. I'm not transferring shit and it's going to be bigger. Fuck yeah. Why not? Why fucking not? So we'll see, but I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, like April, guys, like April or May, like... I'm not even guaranteeing. I'm hoping. There's that faith. You know what I'm saying? And I had a girls' night out. And this was a Saturday. I went out with the girls. And we went to Maple and Ash. One of the girls was able to get us into Maple and Ash and stuff in Scottsdale here in Arizona. So we definitely went to go do that. So it's always nice and fun and a great experience. Your girl stayed at Maple and Ash. I'm like, God damn, I can't get rid of this place. It's so fucking good, guys. It's really, really good. And the girls haven't been there yet. So we decided to have a girls' night out in Maple and Ash. And let me tell you guys, it's such an experience going out with these group of girls, okay? These group of girls are so much fun. They have so much energy. And the only thing I can say is that I get so anxious because I'm like, oh shit, I don't know where the fuck this night is going to take me. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen next, because it's just so like in the moment. I'm always going and operating so fast, being a mom and, being an entrepreneur and like having all these ideas and the things that I want to do. I'm constantly, moving project to project and this and that I'm never like actually living in the moment. So when I know that I hang out with these certain group of girls and, these certain people that they know how to live life in the moment, and they are so fucking awesome and so much fun. So, we drink at Maple and Ash. We had a shot of tequila, which, guys, I was drinking Hennessy for a long time when I graduated, and Long Island's. Then, I went through my little Moscato phase, and then, I jumped into my wine phase and stuff. And I really never touched tequila like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm with these girls, they like to drink their tequila. These girls like straight up like Mexico tequila vibe, like Don Julio this, Hornitos this, like tequila. And I'm just like, God damn, your girl ain't built for this shit no more. I'm just like, fuck. So we definitely had a shot of tequila. I had 2 glasses of wine, and it was just so much fun to catch up. You have to make time for your friends. You have to make time for the people around you and the people that you love. I was pregnant, when they really, not really, but, when things started popping off, with spring break and Miami trips. And I mean, they like to travel. They like to have fun. Like, these are the group of girls you want around in the VIP section. These are the girls. I feel like everyone serves a purpose in my life. And I feel like I can literally categorize everyone if I wanted to, or blend a group of people together and just know it's going to be a dope ass, fun ass fucking time. And, I always felt bad, because I was just like, fuck, I'm pregnant. Like, I just felt like I was missing out on so much of my friend. And that's what Nevaeh's father, always used to tell me. He's like, see, you wanted to have a baby young and you decided to have a baby young, and here you are. And, you're over there looking at snaps of your friends in Mexico and, Miami, and doing all these trips and living their best life and being in VIP sections and, having, just the time of their life and stuff. And he's like, why did you want to grow up so quick? Like, why did you want to do this and stuff? And I just knew I wanted to be a mom at a young age. And I just knew I've always had to grow up quick, and I was always around older people. So I just felt like not necessarily better, but I just always felt like advanced for my age and, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Like, I just felt like I was an adult just because I had to grow up fast. And so it was just like, when I was pregnant, I felt like I was missing out on so much, and I felt so bad and so guilty as a friend, because it's like one of those situations when you're in high school and everyone's like, oh, you're getting into a relationship. Well, don't ignore your friends because, if you guys break up, all you're going to do is run back to your friends. I just felt so guilty like that because it's like, here I am, I'm pregnant, like my life's about to change. Like, we're going to be two different types of people. I'm going to be a mom and they're just going to be about this, 21-year-old, life or 20-year-old time period to where to them it's just about, drinking, having fun, living your life, doing experiences and stuff like that. And I'm going to be changing diapers, making bottles, breastfeeding, and my time is going to be fucking occupied basically because life got real serious. I got real responsibilities and shit. And so like I said, I just feel like, or I was feeling like a terrible friend because I was just like, fuck, like they just think that I probably abandoned them or that, I'm just at a point in my life where I don't need them anymore. And I feel like it's okay to need people. It's okay to want friends and have friends and need them and, tell people that you need them in your life and stuff. That's something I'm very advocate about when it comes to, talking to Nevaeh's father and stuff. I'm like, it's okay to need people. I need people. I need you. Nevaeh need you, it's okay to need me, if you need something and anything that I can do or, just anybody in general. I'm a mother at heart. I'm a nurturing person at heart, and I'm a loving person at heart. So those things come natural to me when people need me and I need them. And it's a downfall too, because in a lot of ways, if I don't get that same reciprocation of energy back or the feel that you need me, in a lot of ways, I feel abandoned. And it hurts and it sucks, but I kind of set myself up for that. And that's when I need to realize, hey, Mariana, take a step back. Don't expect too much from these people. Don't expect anything in return. Don't expect certain type of emotion, depending on the type of person you're dealing with. You just can't have these expectations because you're already giving yourself, or signing yourself up for failure. And so I just felt like a terrible friend. And when hanging out with them and, whenever we get these girls' night out or whenever I hang out with them and stuff like that, you can just tell a big difference in what I do and what, they do and stuff. And I don't know. I just feel terrible because they're, they always tell me certain shit. Mariana probably thinks this about us and Mariana probably thinks that about us. And I'm just like, no, like you guys are entertaining as fuck. I love y'all. Do y'all, be y'all. I know who you are, you know what I'm saying? And I know who you are truly, deeply outside of what you may be doing temporarily because you're in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. And that's what makes me a good friend. And that's what makes me notice the good in you, is the fact that I can dictate and decipher or see the difference. And this is not you of what you're doing, but this is something that you're doing now temporarily while you guys are, in your 20s. And that's okay. I'm not a judgmental person. I never been. I don't feel the need to judge people. I don't feel the need to. I may question people. Now I can't lie. I can't hold y'all. I may question a lot of shit because I'm just a nosy ass, curious fucking person. Curiosity killed my fucking virginity. So curiosity kills everything for me. I'm a very curious person, and I feel like, you may feel like you're getting interrogated by me, but that's not even the case. I'm just like, oh yeah, tell me more. I'm just so interested and so fucking curious. I might as well be Curious George in all fucking reality. You feel me? So But I don't judge. I never judge anybody. Not one time in my life have I ever judged a person. And quite frankly, I don't know if I care anymore about people judging me, because if people judge me, it's usually behind my back. So I don't know about it. But I feel like if I heard someone judge me, I think I would feel I'm going to blame it on my fucking, my zodiac sign and say I'm going to care about it. But I don't know. But these group of girls, like I just said, they're fucking awesome. And they're badass bitches too. They're badass bitches. All night on my Snapchat story, I just kept having all these guys sitting there saying, Mariana, put me on. Damn, y'all all bad. Y'all bad as fuck and shit. And I'm like, yes. And we had great conversations, guys. We had the great, funniest conversations. It was great. The first thing out of their mouths is, oh my gosh, Mariana, your podcast is amazing. And everything that I was kind of talking about, or we kind of discussed, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing you discuss that. And that's just so amazing to know and hear in a room. Like, people are listening. People are supporting me and what I do. It was just a great fucking feeling. And I'm so proud of them and each individual person that was there, and all my friends in general and the people that I'm close with that know me. I'm so proud of everyone, because even though we're all at different stages in our life, we all have our purpose. We all are creating this life. We all are creating a way to find our purpose and our path, and we're doing it in our own fucking way. Nobody can tell you a right way to live your best life. Can't nobody tell you a right way to find or create this purpose, because this life is life. Shit happens every fucking day, and can't nobody take shit from you or dictate it. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what's right for you, and that's just on period. That's just how the way the shit is. That's how the way the dice rolls. You know what I mean? Everybody gonna have their ups and downs. Some people gonna have worse days than others. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to count our blessings, especially right now with this COVID shit and all the shit that's happening in the world and the types of people that are out there and that we encounter with and stuff. We got to count our blessings, and we got to keep the people we love close to us. And I cannot express that enough. Tell somebody you love them. Tell somebody you care about them. Ask somebody if they need help. Check up on your people. It's always check up on your people. I don't give a fuck, how bad you may or may not feel about the person or how far they may be. Check up on them, Hey, how you doing? Hey, I was thinking about you. I hope you're doing good, period. Maybe block them after that. Who knows? But it's just good to always sit down and have a girls' night, because it makes me feel normal again. Being a mom, and even though I chose the life, it's a great life. I love my daughter. I love every second with her. I love experiencing new things with her. I love seeing her grow. But I also love being a normal 21-year-old sitting down with a fine-ass group of girls and, having dudes want to buy you shots or buy you bottles or, sit there and just have a good time and, want to show off and, just to get your attention, even if it's just for a slightest second. That shit is fun. It's more fun now being 21 and older. Well, I'm not 21 anymore. I'm 23, but it's more fun now being an adult and having my own shit than it was being 18, in the club illegally, with my daughter's father and stuff, and just having to sneak and dodge and, worrying about people talking because I'm young or too young or whatever the case may be. It's different now, and I like it a lot more now. And I value every second that I get to spend, with any of my friends, even if it's, with Morgan and stuff. Our relationship is totally different than the group of girls that I'm discussing. I have fun with each group and each person individually and together, but I can definitely tell the difference between, when you hang out with a certain group of friends and stuff like that. And I think I appreciate that so much more, is the different personalities and the different type of people that you can encounter with and hang out with and stuff. So fast forward, from dinner and catching up on each other's lives and, supporting each other and, discussing all that and eating great fucking food and drinking 2 glasses of wine and having 2 shots and whatnot. We decide to go back to my friend's apartment, house, or whatever, and we decide to go out for the rest of the night. And so Darian, of course, is at home waiting for me. He's like, "Hey, are you gonna come home?" And I'm like, "It's a girls' night out. I'm going to go ahead and stay out with the girls. I never get to see them." And they're like, "No, Mariana, you're fucking coming along with us." So I'm like, "Okay." So I invite Darian out. He decides to, stay in and stuff like that. I think he had work the next day. I could be tripping. No, yeah, he had work the next day. So we go out with the girls and stuff, and we're just out there. I changed my outfit and stuff. And, once I changed my outfit, we were ready to go. We hopped into an Uber. And guys, I haven't been in an Uber in so fucking long. I think the last Uber I took was with Darian, but really with a group of girls or by myself before that, I mean, shit, we're talking about 2016, 2017, goddamn it, So we get into this Uber. We get to this place I think it's called Monroe, downtown Phoenix. I'm fucking in love with this place now. The music was great. The drinks was great. The service is great. And it was just like, I felt like, so anytime I feel like I'm downtown in Arizona, I just picture myself being in New York City for some reason, because I kind of want to be this city girl in New York City, just living their best fucking life on a night out, looking bad as fuck with a group of badass bitches and stuff. So, and then the club or little lounge hookah bar that we went to was like, it was the building itself was under construction, but it was this hookah lounge slash bar club that was like hidden inside of that building that was under construction. So it was just like, it felt like just like some underground hidden place, and it was just fucking awesome. I just really loved it. It was good vibes. And I stopped one of my friends and I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Do you ever feel guilty for stepping out and going out with your girls, and then, you have those single friends, you know what I mean, who hang out with a group of guys, or no guys who want to spend time with beautiful women and stuff and in company and stuff." And I'm like, "Do you ever feel guilty, or have you ever felt guilty?" And she's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And, we go on this whole conversation where it's like, man, do we tell them? Do we not tell them? How does your person react to it, or how does yours? And that whole scenario. And I feel bad because I know me and Darren have this trust thing, but at the same time, it's like a lot of people, even though a lot of people may feel like they know the ins and outs of our relationship, and I do talk about it a lot here on the podcast and stuff, perception is a bitch. So if I'm out and I'm with the girls and I'm with a whole bunch of guys and they're sitting there buying us bottles and shots and talking and I'm mingling and I'm laughing and stuff. And, let's just say one of his friends or one of his people pull up and stuff like that, that might be a red flag, that might be like an issue starter. That may be a problem starter, anything, and that's when you have to, I guess, a tip here for people who are in relationships. I guess that's when you need to have the best and most clear communication in your relationship. And that's when you need to notify your friends, "Hey, don't be drama," for one. And for two, I know this, or, "Hey, you're overstepping a line or a boundary that you're not allowed to." So that was something that, we kind of discussed. And guys, these girls, I was drinking tequila all fucking night for the rest of the night. Just shots. Didn't have no fucking drinks after that. Just shots. I did not get home until 4 a.m. 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I'm usually in bed by 10 fucking 30. You hear me? In bed by 10:30. 10 at the earliest. 10:30. Me and Darian can't even stay up in Vegas. Like, we cannot fucking last in Vegas. Anytime we go on a Vegas trip, we're always taking naps in the middle of the fucking day, not fucking drinking. We're always eating, and we're always in bed early, and I'm always up early, and Darren usually wants to sleep in, and I'm just like, fuck, we're old. Like, shit. Like, I literally feel like an old ass person. I tell Darren all the time, like, man, I feel like I'm going through fucking menopause or some shit. I'm over here getting heat flashes. I don't know what the fuck is going on in my body. I just, I had a baby 2 years ago and stuff. I'm freaking hormonal. I got hormonal imbalance, or hormone imbalance. I'm just like, fuck. Like, I don't know nothing anymore. Like, being a girl is just like, fuck, So on the ride home, before I get home at 4 o'clock in the morning, mind you, Darian's at home in the bed sleep, or thought he was asleep. We took an Uber home, and one of my friends, we were dancing to Fergie, to Glamorous, and it was another song, but it was definitely Glamorous. And oh my goodness, she was stroking the Uber driver's arm, guys. And it was the funniest shit ever. I'm like, oh my gosh, bitch, you need to stop, because if this motherfucker think you seducing him, and he might try to like put us in a cut and take us to his place, and I'm trying to get home. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the things I'm talking about, where like, the night changes, or, like little funny encounter and things happen like this. Another one of my friends, before we even got into the Uber, the guys that we were with decided to wait for us. We were originally supposed to go to the strip club. We didn't go to the strip club. We decided to end the night. Let's go home. And so two of the guys stayed behind, waited for us to jump into the Uber. While waiting for the Uber, one of my friends decided, hey, let me get in your trunk. It's pretty small. Let me see if I can fucking fit in there. And it was, I'm just like, what the fuck? And she was able to fit in the fucking trunk. And it was a nice ass car. And we met two new friends, or me for the night. I met two, maybe four new friends, but mainly two. And it was freaking awesome. It was a great night. Like, it was a great night. Nothing bad happened that night. Nothing could go wrong that night. So once I get back to my car, mind you guys, I'm thinking the keys to my car is in my fucking purse. I left my keys inside my car, parked at my friend's apartment complex. And I'm just like, fuck, well, that was a risky thing. Like, god damn. Like, and mind you, like I said, I was out from 7 to like 4 in the morning. So after I get in the car, I realize my keys are in there. I'm a lucky ass bitch. I thank God. I go to the Wendy's. I get a 4 for $4. I'm eating it all the way home, and Darian texts me. I'm like, what? Who is texting me at this time? And it was Darian. And he's like, where you at? I'm like, I'm on my way home. Don't worry about it. Go back to sleep. Like, what the fuck are you doing up? And in my head, I'm like, I know this nigga did not just over here wait for me at 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing damn well he go to work. And I'm like, low key feeling bad, but I'm like 10 minutes away from home. So I'm like, okay. So I get home and stuff, and me and Darian end up having sex or whatever. And because I was a little buzzed, so we ended up having sex, and then we ended up going to sleep and stuff like that. And then I'm telling Darian about the Uber driver situation where one of my friends is stroking his fucking arm and seducing him and stuff, and Darian's like, you guys are crazy. And I'm like, I told you. I was like, and they're asking me to go to Miami with them. And Darren's like, Darren feels some type of way about Miami. He does not want me to go to Miami. Girl, and I'm like over here thinking in my head, shit, what if I get my body done just in time to go to fucking Miami? I was like, god damn, that'd be a fucking bomb-ass girls trip. But yeah, so let's go ahead. I'm so sorry to keep that whole introduction so long, you guys, but let's go ahead and get into the what's tea. So the first thing is, shout out to two Black-owned business entrepreneurs / bosses. This is a Black-owned business in Soho, New York, where business owners and podcasters, Weezy What the Fuck from Horrible Decisions, and she's on another one, but I just know her from Horrible Decisions, and Alex Media from The Brilliant Idiots, and he's on another podcast. I don't know that one. I don't know if he's not on Brilliant Idiots, but I think he does something with the production. They have opened a podcast studio, so you can definitely check that out if you are in the New York area. I do know I do have New York listeners, so shout out to you guys. I fucking love New York. The dream is to go to New York. So definitely you can check out that Black-owned business / podcast studio at www.whatthefuckmediastudios.com. So shout out to Weezy and a shout out to Alex. That's so fucking awesome. Just like them, this is a Black hosted podcast and a Black owned a podcast for me. I am Afro-Latina, but at the end of the day, this is a Black motherfucking podcast. We is here, okay? I'm here for the people. All right. So the next thing on the What's Tea is the Assembly Bill 416 or 416 in New York. So I guess New York, y'all just got all the fucking tea, So basically, I'm gonna play a clip so you guys can hear it, but and it's also on my Instagram too. But basically, what it is this bill 416 is giving New York governor or any government official to remove anyone who is contagious or a carrier of COVID-19. And I know there's like a lot of talk about COVID and all this other stuff, and the last thing y'all probably want to hear, but I thought this was so fucking interesting because it's like, as I think, because they were kind of mentioning how New York has its own constitutional right, but at the end of the day, as an American being here in the United States, we do have a constitution and stuff, and I just don't think that this is right to basically put people in a COVID concentration camp. I just feel like every post that we're fucking seeing is history going backwards. Nothing, history is repeating itself. It's nothing new. It's nothing, fun coming up or happening. You know what I mean? History is a bitch and it's coming back and is biting us in the fucking ass. I don't know. You guys should let me know what you guys think about it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast, rate and review. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is like some real serious shit.
On Wednesday, there's a new bill, and we talked about it earlier in the week, Assembly Bill 416. We found out about it when you tweeted about it, and you said your tweet said this is straight up detention camp stuff.
The woman who tweeted about it also was Liz Joy on Twitter, and she was also verified.
Commissioner or any designated official full power to remove any person or group of people from their home if they deemed they are contagious. Talk to me about this Assembly Bill 416.
That is true. I have the bill right here. Not only does it say if they are contagious, it says if they are a carrier of any contagious disease. Here in New York State, our Constitution, the New York State Constitution, begins with this. I want to read it. We, the people of the state of New York, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom, in order to secure its blessings, do establish this Constitution. Well, this bill, A 416, which was drafted, by the way, by Assemblyman Perry in 2015, has been floating around ever since then and keeps getting reintroduced in the Assembly floor. It is now, I want to show this, there's a date on here. It is now up again, January 6th, 2021. I addressed this. I posted about this. I raised concerns about this. Governor Cuomo's people rejected it. They blew us off. They accused us of being, making a big deal out of nothing.
I think that's crazy to say, making a big deal out of nothing. That is definitely something. You can't sit there and put people in concentration camps. I understand we're trying to contain this virus, and I understand in a lot of places it is surging, here in Arizona, California. I know, in Colorado, they did say it was a different strand or, it is mutating. I'm not a scientist or, a biochemist or anything, but I feel like it's common sense for a living organism to adapt to its surroundings and what is going on and how people are trying to fight it and stuff and, having a vaccine and, there's just a lot of stuff out there. So make sure you are being safe and, you're trying to stay in tune and stay knowledgeable about, new things and new updates and things that are going on in your city, in your state, and your country, and things that are going on, because at the end of the day, it is going to affect us. And the people that we vote for and we put in office make those decisions on how it affects us. Even though you feel like, hey, I'm just a simple person, however I feel, whatever I say, and my vote or whatever the case may be might not count, it fucking counts. Because people are out here making decisions for technically themselves or for their, social status. The people who have the money, are going to be good and stuff. So that's also definitely something to consider and think about, guys, is just to be mindful about things that are going on in your area. Getting into today's episode, I don't know if I told you guys already, but happy fucking New Year. Welcome to 2021. And, I just feel like we just truly need to take time and decide about, new things that are, going on in our life and, the things that we want. I would just like to start off by saying I don't necessarily have a New Year's resolution. I haven't for the past couple of years. I just feel like it's not realistic anymore. I just feel like if you're going to set goals for yourself, I don't feel like a resolution is like a big deal. I feel like if you're going to set goals for yourself, set goals that are obtainable, set goals that you know realistically yourself that you are going to pursue and achieve and are going to care about not only from a couple of weeks from now, but a month from now, 30, 60, 90 days from now, 10 months from now. And are going to change things that you want in the future. I feel like if you have a vision, I feel like vision boards are very effective. So I feel like if you have a vision of something that you want or a vision board, your resolution, quote unquote, or something that you're working towards needs to be geared towards what do I need to do to get or achieve these things that I'm visualizing myself having or wanting. You know what I'm saying? So, that's definitely always something to think about. So like I said, this episode will kind of get a little bit, I don't know if it'll get emotional for me, but I know it's something that I'm deciding to share with you guys just because I feel like there could possibly be other millennials and other people and other young moms or whoever the case may be might be feeling similar things. And I just want to let you know that you're not alone. And this is my testimony. This is my tea. For all you nosy people out there, this is my business. I'm allowing you to be in my business, but don't think that it's going to be like that all the goddamn time. You feel me? So, I do tend to put people on the pedestal who don't deserve to be on there. Man, they're just, I feel like sometimes I put my mom on a pedestal because like my mom ideally is like my best friend. But at the end of the day, I feel like as a parent, there's no proper way of parenting, but I feel like my mom did a lot for me. I can never downplay that shit. And I almost lost my mom. And I feel like, you know, having that experience of literally my mom being like so close to death, and also my little brother, it's made me kind of not want that feeling. You know what I mean? Always telling people, hey, keep your family close and, you know, appreciate your loved ones and appreciate your family and all this case may be. But the reason why I say I put her on a pedestal and sometimes she doesn't deserve to be because it's just like, I feel like my mom lost a lot of hope and a lot of love, not only for herself, but the things that she stood by when I saw her, you know, growing up and stuff like that. And it was just like, I don't feel like she deserves to be put on that pedestal that I put her on. Like, hey, like you're, you know, because it's just like, at this point, I see it as don't be judgmental, don't be hypocritical, you know, and that's hard to kind of say to a loved one and someone that you love. And I feel like if your loved ones and your family can't be real with you and they can't tell you some real life shit, then what the fuck is family for? Why is that whole stigma, or why is there the whole, you know, saying that blood is thicker than water? If I'm going to sit there and treat you like a regular fucking person from the street, you know what I'm saying? So that was just like, you know, an example and stuff. But man, putting someone on a pedestal is kind of hard these days because, like I said, I'm an emotional person. I need emotional attention. I need, you know, emotional connection with the person. And I feel like I do that. And I try to always look in the good for people. So emotionally, I'm always kind of invested into a person and allowing myself to be vulnerable in that way. For some reason, I always, expect those expectations like, I'm going to love this person, so I expect them to love me back. I'm going to do this for this person, so in a time that I need them, they're going to be there for me. And by setting myself up in that way, it's just, it sucks a lot of the time because I'm always getting fucking hurt. I'm always getting hurt. And it's just like, well, goddamn, you know, I feel like kind of just doing a recap, moving into this new year, I'm just like kind of looking at my life and looking at the people in it. And I'm counting, which may be bad, but I counted how many family members I have and I counted how many friends I have. And when I say family members, I mean people that have my number, are in my phone, that check up on me and that I have and walk with on a day-to-day basis and in life. And it's so sad because I felt like I lost so much more family than I did friends, which is ridiculous, because it's like you don't expect to lose family. You don't expect to cut family off, but a lot of times you have to. A lot of times it's really good to cut off family. It is. It's a healthy thing, a healthy conscious decision and choice, and it will fucking hurt. It really will. But family will be the first ones to kind of do you dirty and kind of fuck you in the ass. And it's sad, especially like, kind of where I'm at in my life on my relationship and stuff. And during us talking about, moving in together and family and kids and marriage and, all this other stuff or whatever. Not only did I lose family, but I could potentially gain family, back and stuff like that. But, just imagine being in a situation where it's like, mixing family and, family doesn't get along or, family doesn't like you or family doesn't really know or see. I always have this thing where I feel like Darian's parents don't really know him. And, I try to be as real as I can around them without making him feel uncomfortable or leery of, oh, I see what type of girl you have or whatever. I'm just like, I'm an open book. I'm a little butterfly, I like to call it. I'm a social butterfly. I'm a free butterfly. I'm a open book. I have nothing to hide. At this point in my life, I just feel like I have to be so honest. I feel like if I'm so straight up and honest from the get-go about how I feel, my feelings, my intentions, and how the way I'm moving, and I show people that, I feel like, one, they will respect me more, and two, they're not disappointed because they know what they're getting from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Not just in a relationship, but just in a personal standpoint and stuff. So, I just hope that when, the people that I have taken down from that pedestal and the family that I have lost, they realize why, we're no longer close and stuff like that. It bothers me when, you only hear from family when it comes, to money. It's sad when you only hear from family when it comes to needing something. It's sad when you only hear from family when it benefits them, in general. And I really don't. And it's crazy because people who know me is like, when you mention your dad on your podcast, are you actually talking about your biological father? And I'm just like, no. I call my granddaughter's father dad because he's kind of been around more and he's been more present and more of a father figure in my life than my actual biological father has. I don't even call him the F word because he isn't one to me. He hasn't done anything for me. So I just, me and him did have a close relationship growing up. Me and him had a closer relationship than me and my mom. I grew up just, how Nevaeh's growing up, a daddy's girl. The difference is that I see is that, she's going to have that long lasting relationship with her father because he's fun and he's great and he's, present and he's going to be there and she's going to love him for that. And the difference between me and my dad was just, it was either his way or no way. And I'm a stubborn person and I want to have that voice. And I just didn't like to be told that I am to be seen and not heard. And I don't like to be dismissed, in general, when it comes to any type of man, any type of female, any type of situation. Don't dismiss me, my feelings, or how the way I move on a day-to-day life. So, cutting off my dad and the situation that, came about and the reason why I cut him off really hurt me because not only did, in a way that I had to cut him off, but he was trying to control the situation where my nana and tata, who raised me basically, essentially he's like, well, she can't come over. She can't have a relationship with you guys. Or he lied and told them, that I didn't want a relationship with them. So, they didn't get to see me be pregnant and stuff like that and come to my birth and come to any of Nevaeh's birthday parties or anything like that yet. And, she's going to be 3 this year and it kind of sucks. And along the way of not having that relationship, my tata got cancer and, he's fighting that and battling that, and he's stubborn, he doesn't want chemo and stuff like that. And, getting delayed information on a loved one's medical health and stuff, it's hard because it hits you and it's real life and it's serious and it happens. And, so, I'm happy that, kind of fast forward a little bit, I'm happy that now in present day in 2021, I have that relationship reconnected like it never left before with my Nana and Tata. And they're able to see Nevaeh now that she's older and talking and moving. And, they constantly tell me how much she looks like me when I was a little girl, reminds me or reminds them of me and stuff. And it makes them happy. And you know what I'm saying? It's a great feeling. It's a blessing. And I wouldn't replace it. I wouldn't do anything to change that shit because I love it. But where I stand with Joe is I refuse to have a relationship with him. I've forgiven him, but it's not important for me at this point anymore in my life to kind of fast forward and press forward with the relationship or him to have a relationship with my daughter. I'm not missing out on anything. I know how the way he is. The only thing I feel bad for is my little brother because he's going to get a delayed reaction of, one thing about my brother is he kind of grew up like my kid. I was always in the hospital with my mom because she was a high risk pregnancy. So I was essentially like mommy and daddy to him outside of my mom being mom, because my dad didn't want him. So it's important for me to be there and be that person in his life. But it's also hard for me, one, just because he shows so many traits of, his dad, and he just, he loves him, and, he wants that relationship with him too and stuff. And just, his dad doesn't want to understand, the issues that my brother has, being autistic and stuff. And there's just, a lot to that. So it's just hard cutting somebody off and just knowing how it affects, other family members and other people. I have sisters. I have so many. Oh my goodness. I have 3 sisters, guys. They're freaking awesome in their own individual way. They're awesome. I have, an oldest sister, middle sister, 2 middle sisters, basically. I was technically the baby until my brother, was born or arrived here on this dang earth. And the second oldest is absolutely my favorite, just because I always looked up to her to be a real person. She was always real, like just how you'd be like, oh my gosh, like how the way you talk is just so real and genuine. That's how she is. And I just wish my relationship with my other 2 sisters were just as strong, if not stronger. Hey, but we all make life decisions, and it is what it is. But that right there, just reflecting on all the people that I lost last year, and over the years, it's just ridiculous because I have so many friends. So for all my friends, I value you. I love you. And thank you so much for being in my life and being, a person, a part of my life. And I feel like I strongly believe that people come in your life for a reason. And even if they're there for a season, take value and take heed to, how they made you feel, your interactions with them, the relationship you had with them, and the relationship that they had with the people around you and how they changed your environment. I feel like realizing all those things will help you press forward or help you gather intel or data for how the way you move in future friendships or relationships and everything around you and stuff. I feel like, we have this brain and the human mind or the human brain is a terrible thing to waste. And if we're not using it and we're not collecting data and we're not processing things emotionally and physically, and we're not essentially using all the things that we have learned, then we're wasting all of that, knowledge that we just gained. So I feel like you should really tap in and connect with all of those different things in all reality. So yeah, I've definitely learned that people will flip on you quicker than a coin. And I'm not telling you not to trust people, but I'm definitely saying that if you're, definitely a person who gets hurt and you know that you're emotional and you know that, you have high expectations for people just unintentionally, and you're just hoping that people can reciprocate the same thing that you're giving to them, like me, definitely, keep your guard up a little bit and, knock it down brick by brick, just like you put it up there brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? So, that's, that's that for that first part, that I kind of want to vent and get off my chest. And I always feel like people have something to say. I've been seeing it a lot on social media, about how people comment on other people's lives and stuff and the things they do, or even family. I feel like a lot of my family has always had something to say of, why didn't you finish school? And, you should have went to college, or you should have did this. And, a lot of that from my mom too was really, really hard, hearing that from my mom, because it was just like, I did so much, you guys. I did so freaking much. If I showed you guys all my medals, all my awards, all the cords that I had, it was ridiculous, because I felt like I was like one of those like golden children, one of those golden child that, your family praised about. My mom used to brag and brag and brag about me and stuff. And, it's just family had such a high expectation for me when I was in high school. And, when I graduated, they're like, because I was always saying when I was in middle school, I'm going to go to Grand Canyon. I'm going to cheer for them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I went to Grand Canyon. I got accepted to Grand Canyon. I, spent my first year there. I was on the cheer team. I made the cheer team out of like 100 girls that tried out. I was definitely one of the top girls that tried out and made the team. It was a 3-day tryout, and I kicked ass on all 3 days. And my mom and my best friend Morgan were right there all 3 days supporting me and sitting there through all the practices and not through all the hard shit. And, they're my support, and they're freaking awesome. But the hardest thing was, hearing my mom, say that she wanted me to do more. And, it was so hard, guys, because I felt like I did enough for my mom to be proud of me. And to her, it wasn't enough. And when we kind of had a conversation about it, she was like, no, you did so much. You should be so proud. And, because she found my awards. I had moved, and she lost my awards. And she was so emotional, like I was so emotional. And because I worked so hard for everything that I have gotten and done. And she found them, and she was just so happy, and she was so teary-eyed, and she called me, and we had this whole conversation about, how proud I should be and how proud she was of me. And it was a great thing. It was a great thing to hear, because I just felt like for a long time I had failed her, and I had failed at what I was doing because I got, pregnant, at an early age, but I knew I wanted to be a young mom. And I know around the time that I got pregnant, I had to make a decision for myself. I had to decide if I was going to be depressed and have an abortion about where I was in my life and what I hadn't accomplished, or if I was going to take on a responsibility that I knew that I wanted, and I was going to press forward. And I decided to have Nevaeh, and I decided to press forward, and Nevaeh was definitely a saving grace for me and for a lot of people in our lives. And it was just, it was a great feeling, to hear my mom say that. It was a big relief. It really was. It was a big relief, and it was so fun hearing her say that, because it just brought back a whole bunch of good memories from the old days and stuff. Because for a long time, it was depressing to feel like I wasn't accomplishing anything, especially last year when a lot of my friends had graduated. I'm so proud of all my friends who graduated, all my, future friends, and Morgan, who's graduating and stuff, because it's like, those are all the people that I went to school with. And a lot of them are like, I can't do it. What am I doing here? What am I doing in college? And to hear them, all graduate and have their degrees, it's so freaking great to see people succeed and do things that they never thought they could do, and I was explaining to my mom, like, hey, just stick in there, support me. I have a podcast, I have this, like, this is what I want to do. This is me. I feel like everything that I try to do, I always try to make it in a business type of corporation way, because I always knew I was going to do something in business. I always knew I was going to do something to help people, or to talk to people, or to speak to people. And I'm doing it, It might be in a different way, but I'm doing it. And I try to find so many different ways that I, can help people and build people up and, show people, hey, these are the experiences and things that I went through. Let me help you. let me help you, because that's something that I can do and I want to do. So shout out to all my friends who graduated last year, but it was really hard for me because I was like, fuck, that should have been me. And I know it was hard for my mom because, my mom would bring it up all the time, like, hey, so-and-so's kid graduated, or, they have, a banner in front of their house and stuff like that. And, I wish you would have stayed in school, or I wish you would have done this and stuff. And I never told her, until a couple of weeks ago when we had the conversation, that how much it hurt me and stuff. But man, that shit was hard. It was hard seeing, a lot of people around you succeeding, you feeling like you weren't where you needed to be at, or that you didn't succeed for the people who had high expectations for you. That shit was really fucking hard. But I made it through it. And, I just told them, stick by me if you want to. And, if you don't, then, see you later. You can't, each one teach one, but you can't pull back and bring everybody up with you, because not everybody that you want to help and bring up with you, or not all the people that are sticking by your side, are meant to be there or meant to stick by you. You can't bring everybody up, because not everybody is meant to come with you on your journey. And that's okay. It's okay for everyone, to, not come with you on your journey. So don't feel like you need to bring everybody along with you, because I surely didn't, and it's not that you're better than those people. It's not that you are thinking that you're better than them. It's not that you're trying to move, and it's not that you're trying to brag. It's just that, some of us have higher things that we're trying to accomplish and achieve in life, and that's okay. And if you're not at that point yet, then don't worry. Your time will come. Your time will come where you can reach back and pull people up with you, or you're at the point in your life where you finally figured out what you wanted to do, or where you wanted to be, or what makes you happy and stuff, So don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you're doing people wrong. And the people who are up there, or are successful, or are doing something that they, want to do and stuff, and you go back and you still visit old friends, or, you still reach down and, still mingle and socialize with all the people, from your past life. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's just, only shows to prove that you can be where you are and still, act the same, keep the same energy, and love the same people. So I think that's really, really powerful in itself. And, like I said, it was just, I was at a time in a point in my life where I was stuck in between being proud of myself and needing to go harder. And I still am feeling that way about myself, because, I always text my sister. Me and my sister, always tell each other, I have to make this work. If anything else, I have to make this work, because what the fuck am I going to do? What am I going to try to do next to make work? I don't want to keep having projects or things where I'm saying, hey, this needs to work, or I need to do this. It just needs to happen. It just needs to be that. It just needs to work for me. And so that's just, something me and her always, have said. And, I'm pretty sure a lot of people just sit there. And even if it's not in those same words, it's the same feeling of, fuck, this has to work. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And I have to learn to not allow everything to bug me, and allowing negative energy to consume me, because when you allow negative energy, I feel like I've become so much more spiritually aware and spiritual within myself. Even though I grew up Christian, I'm a very spiritual person. I love to have my crystals. I love to have my tarot cards. I love to pray. I love to, try and find time in my day to meditate, even if it's for 30 seconds. I love to have that peace and quiet. I definitely believe in, transformation or transference of energy. I try to keep positive people around me. I try to keep good people around me. I try to have positive energy, so that way when I socialize and I communicate with a person, I am transferring nothing but good vibes. When I talk to you guys, everything is so genuine. Everything is just so real, and everything is just out of love. And I always try to want to verbally send good vibes and good energy and happy energy to everyone who is listening, because that is so important. That is really, really important. And if you feel like there's negative energy around you, if you feel like there's someone who is transferring their energy to you, you need to check that person and let them know, hey, your demeanor, your energy, how the way you are, how the way you are talking, you need to check yourself before you come anywhere close to me. Because what I have and what I'm going through and the energy that I'm keeping is sacred. It is sacred, and it's not to be fucked with. I am the person to not be fucked with at all, because what I have going on and what I'm trying to transfer to people is happiness, is positivity, it's abundance. And I feel like that's really, really important. So definitely check the people around you who have negative energy and who could possibly be transferring that. Because that is something to really, really big. The next thing I kind of wanted to kind of go over and get off my chest and kind of talk about and, kind of get real with you guys is just, I acknowledge that I am a normal person and I'm going through shit, and that's absolutely normal. And people go through shit all the time. Like I said, shit happens, life happens, and everyone has their own problems and their own difficulties and their own struggles. And some people are probably struggling in more areas than others, but never be ashamed of the journey that you're taking and, where you are in life and stuff, because, we're all trying to be the best at something. We're all trying to work through something, I'm trying to be the best mom that I can be. I'm trying to represent myself in a positive, great way, not only for myself, but, for the brand that I'm trying to have and build, around my business and around my podcast and, to my daughter, and to her father, and to the relationship I'm trying to have and create and build and stuff. I'm trying to represent it in such a good and positive manner. And it's so important for me to do that. It means so much for me to do that because it's just, when people see me, I want them to see good. I want them to see caring. I want them to see love and nurturing and stuff. I never want to give people a bad reason to talk about me. I have always in the past very much cared about what people say and what people think of me. And over the years, I've tried to care less and less because I felt like if I'm not giving a person a reason to talk about me, even though they might have something to say, but if I'm personally not giving a person a reason to talk about me, there's nothing for me to worry about because I can't control what a person does, on the day-to-day basis because they ain't got shit else to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to just be the best that I can be for everything. And, it's really hard, you guys, putting myself out there, for this podcast and, trying to build up the YouTube channel and stuff like that too. Like I said, hopefully do donations and give back to different charity groups and, families and different people and stuff like that. And, the only way I can make those things happen and stuff and be successful at, what I'm trying to do and help others and be successful is, the power of word. You guys can make that stuff happen. Me putting out good content, me being real, can also make that happen. But it also goes, a long way with support and, the support of you guys and everyone who has been there and has been supporting. Like I said, thank you so much. I can never thank you enough. Like I said, I've always been an open book, so I never mind being open with you guys about anything and everything and answering questions about crazy things and different things and having a good time and having shits and giggles and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I have a goal here that I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to be successful. I'm trying to turn this into a business. I'm trying to monetize this. I'm trying to do things not only to help myself and my family and my daughter, but in the long run, help others. Like I said, I'm always a person to help others. I definitely have a lot of goals and a lot of projects and a lot of things that I want to accomplish. And, we're going to get there. I'm going to make sure that happens because like I said, this has to work. If nothing else will, this has to work. So we're all trying to be best at something. And, we walk in this thing called life, and we're always questioning it about what is next. And, this feeling like we're supposed to just find ourselves. And, like I said, I believe we're supposed to create ourselves. We're supposed to create who we are, who we're supposed to be. Everyone's just trying to find a purpose, and everyone wants to know the answer to why and this and that. And me just not having a closure about a lot of things in my past just helped me realize I can't get closure because I can't look to find closure through someone else if they're not willing to give it. And even if then, let's just say there's no closure at all, I have to find a way in life and in myself to create that, regardless if it's closure for myself to losing a family member, or gaining a family member back, or losing a friend or gaining a friend, or losing a job, or going through hard times, or whatever the case may be. Right now it's just so many things can happen with COVID and the way the world is kind of working and stuff like that. I feel like we're supposed to create our purpose, and we are creating our moments, and we need to create what we want to do and our happiness and how we have to do it and how we have to achieve it and stuff. And any way that I can help a person and give back and stuff like that, that's the purpose that I'm creating for myself. I'm creating the purpose to help. I'm creating the purpose to influence. I'm creating the purpose to educate and teach and mentor and love and support everyone that I've come in contact with and encounter with, regardless if it's in person, through the podcast, through a message, whatever the case may be. My purpose that I'm creating is to help and to create love and influence. So that is definitely the purpose that I'm trying to create. So definitely know that you're not supposed to find it. You're supposed to create it, so that's the message there. Now, getting into our problem-free philosophy before I close out today's episode, I just wanted to say, show up for yourself. Be your higher self. Visualize, if you can, close your eyes and visualize yourself as a higher self, as a higher person, and show up as that person. Say, this is my test, and this is who I used to be, and this is what it was like, and I fought like this, but this is how I am now, and this is how I'm going to move, and this is how I'm going to think, and this is how I'm going to react. By you doing that, you are going to create that vision of who you are and who you want to be. And you're letting go of the person that you once were. And you're going to move forward and press forward into this person that you're going to be and that you want to be and that you're building to be, and that only takes time. We're only human. We all make mistakes, and we got to take that shit day by fucking day. Because as I said before, shit happens, life happens. And there's nothing we can do to control it, but, like I said, to create our purpose and to be the better person, that we want to be. And the last thing on the problem-free philosophy that I want to close out with is anything that I do say, like I said, it's all with good intention. It's all with realness. I don't cut anything out of the podcast because I feel like every little thing that is said or being said is truly important because it's going to resonate and stick with someone or help somebody. And that's truly what I'm hoping for. So I speak from a place of practice, but not perfection. I'm not a perfect person. I don't believe there is a perfect person out there, but I do strive for it. And as long as I'm striving to be a better person or a perfect person in every little thing that I do, then that's good enough for me, So guys, thank you so much for listening to Season 1, Episode 9 of Blacklist Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Mariana. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to rate and review, share with families and friends. Go ahead and make sure to turn your post notification on the podcast and the YouTube page so you get notified every single time I drop an episode and I post. I'm trying to create a community here. I'm trying to influence and help others. So make sure you guys are sharing. That is the only way that it's going to happen. I appreciate all my day ones. I appreciate all the supporters. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on Instagram at blacklist_hustle_ and on my personal page at _love_Mariana. Talk to you guys on next week's episode, also known as Season 2 of Blacklist Hustle Podcast.